Welcome back to the kitchen. We're here with Rachel Caven from the Caven Nutrition Group, and this one's an interesting topic. It is the understanding of some of the healthy foods that we believe we're eating that are actually unhealthy.
Very unhealthy.
Yes, and looks can be deceiving, can't they?
Definitely. So there's a lot of marketing. Most food companies have a huge marketing budget. So you'll see things like organic, vegan, gluten-free. Doesn't mean that they're healthy. You can buy organic, gluten-free cupcakes. They're still cupcakes. Like, don't kid yourself. If you know that it's not a good food, it's not a good food. So they can't make it healthier by it being organic.
Okay, but at the same time, like, we think that we're adding a nutritional value to things. We think that by consuming what health experts are saying we should be consuming, that you go and pick, a thing off the shelf, and that's not necessarily the case.
No. So all organic means is that they don't have pesticides in them, but it doesn't mean that the food's actually nutritious.
Okay.
So I know it's difficult.
Well, it's just that they've done a great job marketing.
Very good job.
They really have.
They get paid a lot of money for it.
So let's kind of break it down so that maybe the next time you aren't seeing those words that you'll cue in that it's not necessarily the right choice.
Yeah, so one of the big ones is organic granola. So granola is one of those foods that people think is healthy. It's like a hippie thing. They say, you're granola if you're a hippie or if you're really healthy, but it's actually a very unhealthy product. It's usually processed grains, lots of sugar, and lots of oils in there. And then they bake it and it tastes delicious because it's crunchy and sweet. And then you put it on your yogurt, but it's way too much sugar. The serving size is usually very, very small. It's something like an quarter of a cup for this, but who has like a quarter of a cup of granola or cereal?
Can you be buying a natural granola and doing that on your own, or really essentially granola in itself is
absolutely, like
deceiving.
You could make it on your own and just add less sugar and less oil to it. So that's definitely an option.
Okay. We've talked a lot about this with the Greek.
The Greek yogurt, yes. So again, there's just lots of sugar in here, and it's not as healthy as we think that it is. So I would actually recommend doing a full-fat plain yogurt and then adding your own sugar, berries, whatever kind of flavoring you want.
Full fat.
Yes.
Full fat plain yogurt.
Yes.
From that, add any of the added flavor. This was a vanilla Greek, and yet at that
Zero
point,
fat, yes.
there's a ton of sugar.
Tons of sugar, yeah. When you take fat away from a food, fat tastes amazing. So they have to add something that makes the product taste good, which is usually sugar.
But essentially, some of those fats can be really good for you.
Yeah, fat is so good for you.
Okay, so you're running out the door, you think you're being good, you're grabbing a smoothie on the go.
Yeah, so a smoothie either store-bought or, and most of the time, homemade, or if you're buying it from a smoothie store, just way too much sugar. So usually there's tons of fruit in here, which fruit is healthy. It's just that you would eat one apple. You wouldn't eat, strawberries, mangoes, bananas, all these things in one sitting. But when it's in a drink, it's easy to consume. No protein in here and no fat. So just way too much sugar.
Okay, you're speaking of that in the fruit juice, then you're looking at an orange juice.
Yeah, so orange juice, but also some like raw, freshly squeezed juices. So people think they're doing a good thing. They're getting, a homemade juice, or they're making their own juice. But again, tons and tons of sugar. So in like an orange juice or in an apple juice, there's going to be like 7 apples in there. Which sounds great, but that's a lot of sugar. There's no way you could physically sit down and eat 7 apples.
So for you at that point then, it's just eating the actual orange or the actual apple?
Exactly. Just eat the whole fruit as much as possible.
Okay, and the last thing you brought for us is turkey bacon. Why is this here?
The last thing is turkey bacon because it's more processed than regular bacon. So a lot of people are choosing this because it's going to be lower in fat. But again, they're taking the fat away and they're trying to make it taste good. So lots of sugar in there and lots of preservatives and other additives and fillers to make it look more like bacon. So as a general rule, avoid anything imitation. No fake bacon. You just eat the real stuff. If you want bacon, have 2 strips of the real stuff and enjoy it.
Okay, some great suggestions right there, Rachel. Thank you so much. If you're looking for more information, you can find it at cavennutrition.com.